Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my first ever Minecraft YouTube video. So today we're going to be looking at a stone block base that I have made. Take a little base to it. Alright, so here's a starting room in which there isn't much here, but I promise that there is a lot else. If we go forward, here's our Tinker's Construct room, so we can use the smelter here to make a whole bunch of tools, and as well as all the different accessories from Tinker's. We can head upstairs and see this is like a thing, right? So this is access to refined storage network, which holds all my items, as you can see. And here we got a sort of resource generation that's been kind of deprecated. It's no longer useful, but it was back in the day mighty helpful. It would produce cobblestone out of this cobble gen and pulverize it into either gravel, sand, or dust, and then it would be put into these sieves, which would produce materials. Ooh, exciting. All that would go into this ender chest, which gets sucked into the system. Back there, it's just a couple blocks that make things like glass and stone bricks. There's a bed. Wow. Off this way is our basic power gen. So it's just cobblestone gets put into these crucibles, which produces lava. Lava goes into here, which goes off to other places, but also into these dynamos, which turn lava into power. Power goes into this capacitor bank and gets sucked off into the wireless network. And then there's these things, don't mind that. Over here is a compact storage room. It's just a room where you make compact machines, which are like little pocket dimensions. They're pretty neat, I'll show them off later. Upstairs is this wonderful thing we call a kitchen. Ignore that. Back downstairs, all the way down, back this way, and upstairs a little bit. We got like a whole little network thing here. This used to be the machine room, but it's all but since been moved into the nice, better side of the base. But there's still this cool like network thing, so we can travel back downstairs if we want to. Wow, so many frames you can almost count them. Go off this way, there's chickens. This one makes ink black dye, this one makes soul sand, and this one makes nether quartz. Cool, right? And then that also goes into the system. Basically everything feeds into the system. Look at over here. It used to be automation room. Has also since been moved. Ignore the explosions. Moving on. If we head off this way, back downstairs, we can go look at the mob farm. So there's a bit of dark glass here, which doesn't let light through. There's cursed earth in there, which will spawn creatures. If we're lucky, we'll get to see one. We aren't lucky. So the mobs get spawned. They get killed by this doohickey, and all their drops go into the system. They produce. Ooh, you heard a skeleton there. Any of their essence gets zucked into here, into this quantum tank, which is stupidly large. We could use some of that to replicate mobs if we want to, using that neat block. And whatever is not being used in there gets turned into liquid experience for other purposes. Over here, we cleared out a large ass room to fight the guy 2 spirit. Did that a few times. That was a good time, actually. It was a lot of fun. Then way back off, more tubes. Whee! Jeebus, that is. Again, so many frames you can almost count them. It's usually faster. We can go downstairs into the farm. Neat. This is rice growing here. This is all Infernium essence. 3 whole layers of it. All the harvested plants, it's all tier 2. And they get put into this here machine, which compresses the Infernium into Intermedium, into Supremium, into Superium, and then Supremium. Supreme. And then that goes into the system. It's easier to have a top-down approach because less crafting. Over here used to be the essence farm. Now it's just an emerald farm. That we don't really use anymore because we have better alternatives for frame rate and such. But yeah, we used to have a whole bunch of these tier 3 growth crystals all over the place, and they'd make things super quick. And this boy would harvest everything. All these emerald seeds. So many. So yeah, that used to be the farm. We have better ways of making emeralds now for EMC because they're all so valuable. So we're back in the starting room. We can show off portal room with nether and mining dimension. We can go into here. There's a little nature area. This used to be where we had chickens. Not anymore, so not since the incident. So there's also spawns sheep naturally. We got our mana generation from Botania, which uses the experience orb flowers. That's where all that liquid XP goes into this boy. Drops into orbs and generates mana. A lot of it. We're using that right now to make a double S rank Terror Shatterer. Neat. Portal to Alfheim, not open right now, but that's because we got everything we needed from there. Here's our hub. So we got our main system. Look at all those items. All those nether stars. We made those. Yay. This is our new machine area. We got our furnace that smelts things stupidly quickly and also can be used for manual smelting. We can actually check it out right now. If we were to grab some cobblestone, throw the entire stack in there. Ready? In 3 seconds, it'll be gone. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I lied, it wasn't that quick, but it's still pretty damn fast, isn't it? Check it out. Yay. This is a small setup that I made in order to make plastic. It doesn't like item conduits though that much. But anyways, we have a bunch of plastic in there. Averita crafting table. Woo, it's big. Market. Buy seeds, which we needed, unfortunately, at some point. This is where all most of the automation happens. So we got our storage disks in here. A 1024K storage disk, which can store 1 million items, and this one which can store 4 million items. Oh, that one's gonna only store 64,000. So, bleh. But yeah, that used to open bags in order to get nether stars, but it's really inefficient, so I haven't touched that in ages. Behind this chance cube, ignore it, is our ender chest, which is like the heart of our network. Everything gets pulled in from here. All these have speed upgrades and stack upgrades. This is where some of the auto crafting happens. Not really much to auto craft, but you know, we need things. So we can make organic black dye, organic brown dye, and soul chassis. And the Splice and Splice can make these things. We have our big ol' auto crafter multi-block, which is massive, can hold 18 pages of this size of recipes, and we're only on page 3. Holy shit. We move back here. We got 2 little branches. This is our multi-block room. So we got our Draconic Evolution fusion crafting. We got a normal enchanting crafting, or enchanter, that's what it's called, from extra utilities. We got a little chicken setup here, so we can just put 2 of whatever chicken we want to here, empty out this drawer, and they'd all be shoved into this ender chest. Using right now for emerald chickens. As you can see, we have a lot of them. And an empower. I forget what was in there. Probably something. Off into this area of the base, we have this ender chest, which pulls neutronium, which is gotten from collectors I can show off in a minute, and puts it into this compacting drawer, which makes ingots. And all of the items available in here are visible in our crafting grid, in our grid network. So you can see if we look up neutronium, there's 6.3 thousand ingots and a lot of nuggets and even more dust or piles of neutrons. So it's just crafting 9 of those into that, 9 of those into that. So it's 81 piles to an ingot. It's pretty neat. This is our loot bag opener. It's pretty cool. By cool, I mean this is what a compact machine is. It's a tiny room that you just get to enter, and then it acts like its own block. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan. So this bad boy takes any and all loot bags, like common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. It opens up the legendary ones and the epic ones, takes out the exact loot that we want. Anything else gets recycled into here, and all the other lower tier loot bags get put into here. That's a whole lot of loot bags. And any of the legendary ones get pulled out and opened. Neat. Let's leave. Here we are. So this is our crafter. We used that when we had lots of different types of essence from the farm, and it would take them and craft them into whatever they would need it to be. because the essence was taking up way too much space in this in the network, and this is where it would go. This bad boy takes so much solidified experience, and melts it down to essence of knowledge, which is used in the generator that you can probably hear exploding. Inside of this column, we'll call it, sure, we got a few things. There's a talisman of repair, which repairs items in your inventory from anywhere, wireless charger, wireless access point, and this bad boy, the network receiver. So it's actually connected to the other place that we saw before with like the auto sieves and the pulverizers. All connected wirelessly, so we didn't really have to move much, but we did anyways. So yeah. Now, using this traveling boy, we can actually go downstairs if we want. We can also go up to the kitchen, because I put one up here. But yeah, we can go downstairs, and we got our draconium farm, which is small but humble. And so all these chickens produce draconium, and which gets sucked into here, and then put into these compacting drawers, which, as you can see, have not a lot, but that's mainly because anytime it makes a block's worth, it gets instantly zucked out and pulled into the system through this ender chest. It also makes awakened draconium too, through the top layer chickens. Though they only produce nuggets at a time, so that's why it has to be compacted. These watches on pedestals are essentially speedy boys. So we can turn it on, and you can see all the items flowing, and it produces a block pretty damn quickly. I didn't even see it go by, Jesus. And there's 5 of them, so we can make it go very fast if we wanted to. Yeah, look at all those. Look at all those nuggets. That also causes a stupid amount of lag, so we're gonna not do that. That's a nothing. Downstairs, we got our wither spawner. So if there's any wither skulls in the system, as well as soul sand, it will spawn a wither. It'll drop into this portal, which will drop it inside this inescapable box, and then it gets slayed through the wall by the mob grinder here. These compact machines store all sorts of neat things. What's in, I don't know, this one? I've legit forgotten. Oh yeah, this is power gen. So these coils are gotten from loot bags, and they produce 128 RF a tick. So we got a whole bunch of them and just slapped them on here, and that served as power gen for a long time. That just goes back into our main energy storage unit. So yeah, there's lots of room to expand there. In this one, I believe this is our, yep, this is neutronium. So neutronium is produced in these collectors. That's a lot of neutronium. They produce it pretty slowly over time. However, we've got those neat watches which are under the floor somewhere. There's that one. And they speed these guys up by a lot, so we just have all these cables connected to all of them in technically the most efficient pattern possible, and it's all being pulled into this little node here, which should be going very quickly, but is actually not able to keep up. But that's okay, because we got enough of the stuff anyways. And that goes into this ender chest, which goes into the drawer that we saw earlier. Leave. So that's in that compact machine. All literally inside that block. Both of these are basically carbon copies of each other, so I'll just show you the one. And that is our emerald chicken farm. This bad boy can produce so much EMC. So each of these roosts hold 16 emerald chickens, which produce about 2 to 3 emeralds every time this arrow fills up. Yeah, it's a lot. This is also a 9x9 room with only the center 3x3 going all the way up empty. The rest of it is just chickens, which all the emeralds get pulled in by this roost collector, and then they get extracted stacks at a time into this ender chest. Where does this ender chest go? I'll show you in a minute. But all these ender chests are the same color and all linked, and they're all being accelerated by 4 watches of time. So yeah, and ciao. And get this, right? This one is the exact same thing. So what are we doing with all these emeralds? Like, seriously, that's a fucking lot of emeralds. Well, emeralds happen to have an EMC value of 16,384, and what we need we need infinity catalysts, which have an EMC of 3.4 billion. So we need a lot of emeralds in order to make one of those, and those catalysts are, well, they're used in a lot of things. It takes 11 of them to make one of these ingots, and these ingots are used, well, graciously would be putting it nicely. But yeah, how many of these catalysts do we even have by now? I haven't checked in quite a while, to be honest. So let's find out, shall we? Catalyst. We have 792. That's enough to make almost, I don't know, 80 ingots? Geez, that's enough to make basically everything in the game. Nice. We have this giant ball in the ceiling. And basically this is our energy storage. So any incoming energy gets put in through this pylon, which are more of those coils, as you can see. And this bad boy connects to all the other energy generators and puts it directly into this ball. How much is this ball stored? It can store whatever that number on the right side of the fraction is. That's how much it can store. It's not even 1% full, and it's already have almost a trillion RF. So yeah, capacity is almost, that's how much energy it can store. So that's like a million. Alright, so we got the hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion, 9 quintillion RF. So yeah, that's a lot. It's only currently getting 170,000 RF, which doesn't quite sound right. Not sure why that's doing that. This is false. I don't know, we'll check it out in a second. Because we can look at our main source of power, the rainbow generator, which is not on. Why are you... Oh, it says it's generator. Alright, so it's not getting enough. What? It is indeed. That's weird. Whatever, I'll figure it out in a second. Basically, this bad boy can hold so much spaghetti. When all 16 of these other generators are on, which include anything from slimy to ender to culinary, frosty, halitosis, which uses dragon breath, and overclock, which is like a normal furnace fuel generator, but it uses it stupidly quickly, to like anything to death, or lava, or potions, or explosions. That's what that is. And also Nether Star, which poisons you with withering when you get close to it, that's all. But essentially, when all 16 of these generators are running, the rainbow generator turns on, and it kicks out 25 million RF a tick. So that's like a lot. And these are all connected to that bad boy, which feeds into the flux plug, which feeds into the giant energy ball. Ignore the Spectre of Death. So yeah, that's the base sort of walkthrough. There's some internal wiring and stuff, but most of that's kind of boring. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, thanks for watching. Yay! And I almost forgot. Don't forget to smash that like button, like with 9,900 infinity attack damage. If you enjoyed the video, and you know, subscribe and stuff. Or do if you want, I don't care. Bye.